This is Taylor Ellwood, and I am doing my one card tarot draw. This is, I started this a month ago. And so I said I was going to do it for 4 weeks. This is the 4th week, and I was going to decide whether or not I was going to do it. Welcome, Joe. Glad to have you here. And I decided I'm going to continue doing these. I think they're a lot of fun. This week, welcome, Jeanette. I'm so glad to have you here. This week, I'm going to be doing the drawing a card from Ray Buckland's Alchemy deck. It's more of an oracle deck than a tarot deck. And so I'm going to do a draw for that. And let's see what the week has for us. Welcome, Corey. Glad to have you here. Thank you for all showing up. I've been having a lot of fun with this. This has been an interesting experiment to play around with. And I think part of it has been like, it's been kind of one of those cases of, well, like, how does this show up in my week then? And then, of course, I'm curious, how does it show up for you guys? But it is a real space of presence and power that we get to find ourselves in. We take the time to look and say, what is coming up? What can we plan for? I love this alchemy deck. I use it when I do my dual deck readings. In case you're curious, I do dual deck readings. Dual deck readings are where I use 2 different decks for the readings I do for my clients. I use it as a way of getting a lot more specificity to the reading. I like to say that I help you turn your transitions into transformations. And part of the way I do that is through those dual deck readings. And if you're curious about that, you can definitely grab a reading from me. I do have them available. Post something in the page later today. But right now, let's see what we got. Well, today we have the 8 of Retorts, which is it's the card for delight. And here we see the masculine and the feminine principle, or the angels, embracing. We also have, as you may note here, and this is like really cool, like they have the different planetary things. So we also end up having a couple of the cards. We have basically, let's take a look here. We have Venus, yeah, and then we have Mars, which makes sense, right? Venus and Mars. Yeah, the illustration on the right is pretty fascinating, Corey, and it's actually classical alchemical art. So we have these, and this is showing basically the masculine and the feminine combining. And what's interesting is it's happening within a lake. So we have this water, we have it like a mountain or a meadow, and then we have the 2 people embracing. And so it brings like this kind of the divine union, if you will, the union of opposites. So for this week, take a look. There's a couple of different perspectives that we can take. We can look at it from the perspective of, what is it that we specifically need to combine or explore within our lives that we perhaps have not been combining? We can look at it as an opportunity to have some more pleasure, invite some more pleasure into our lives, which I always recommend. We can also look at it as an opportunity to really explore the alchemical process of transformation when we combine opposites together. Like, what changes within ourselves? What changes within ourselves? What is created when we bring the paradox of the different things together in order to create something new? This is a really powerful way to explore that. What I would suggest with this card as well is that you could also spend some time exploring your relationship with Martian and Venusian energy, both as planetary energies, but also as correspondence energies. Like, what is that relationship to you? What does it mean to you? How do you actually bring those particular energies together? Can also be a really potent source of exploration this week. So this is our card, Delight. I think it's an absolute delight. And I'm really glad that we get the chance to see it because I think it is a good reminder to have some fun and bring some joy into our lives, to embrace the union of the opposites, and also to take a look at what happens when we do that. What's the result? What do we create that is new? All right, I will be back again next week with another of these types of readings. I also would just again say that this is one of the decks that I use for my dual deck readings. I have like four, uh, say 5 or 6 different decks that I use. And usually, when I have people, I give people a choice. I'm like, you can use these 2 decks or these 2 decks, or if I'm doing a Zoom reading, I'll kind of feel into it ahead of time. But I love using a conjunction of tarot cards and oracle cards together because I think it provides a lot more specificity and information. And if you're curious about that, I'll put links to my tarot readings below in the show notes. And thank you all. Thank you to those who showed up live. And hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.